When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. Come on, Alto Land.
Broadway news that you want to know on the Salisha Show. Starring you and your favorite pros on the Salisha Show. Staying true, going with the flow on the Salisha Show. So come on through, everybody glows on the Salisha Show. I was about to say, is this the start of the episode?
It is now. Welcome to the Salisha Show. You got Salisha and TyNia on the line, reporting live from New York City and South America. What's up? How we doing, girl?
Salisha, please. Turn me loose.
You're in. You're locked in. I've handcuffed you. I've handcuffed you to the Riverside recording studio. I love you. I really do.
What's going on? How are you feeling today, Salisha? You're in bright yellow.
I feel
Looking fly.
I thank you. You always look fly, my work wife. I'm feeling good. I feel inspired. I love talking to you. It's so fun. It's cool. Like, in doing the show, we have kind of gotten to explore a lot of different formats for it. We've done the live with the live studio audience. I've done a lot of solo episodes. You've helped me with a few guest interviews. And now we're doing this co-hosting thing for like a mini series. And it's kind of fun to feel like, oh, this works. I didn't really like that so much. And like to learn with you. I love that. I love it.
Yeah, me too. I'm so excited to see like how other people respond to these episodes that we have. And like, I feel like we're going to learn a lot about the show as a whole as we get everything up online and then allow people to just kind of like take it in as they feel,
Yes. I love collaborating with you is the point.
I love collaborating with you as well.
Thank you. You came up with the topic and I want to run with it. I want to talk about home and what it means, what home means as an artist.
Yeah.
What does home mean as an artist who is on the move, of somebody who might be transient, who might live part-time somewhere, maybe somebody who is on tour? What is home?
Oh my God. Yeah. So many things just came to mind for me just now. I feel like in my 20s, I spent a lot of time not I'll say this. I spent a lot of time in my 20s not having a lease. Most of my 20s were spent somewhere that was not a stationary place, somewhere that I was not going to stay for a very long period of time. In my career so far, I have done a very long 9-month cruise ship contract and 2 national tours. And I can say with full certainty in my heart that after I completed those 3 contracts, I was like, baby girl needs to sign a lease. Baby girl needs her own set of drawers, her own light switch, a coffee shop that she frequents. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, like, I do know what you're saying.
I found myself feeling very unsettled, and not in the way that I was like, ooh, I want to settle down and, and have, my family and that just be it. Not necessarily that, because I do think I'm a very like, let's move around type person, hence the reason I'm in South America right now. But
who's filming in South America right now.
Right. But yes, there was a point in time where I was like, oh my goodness, I need a home. I need a place that I can call home, because for a long time, that just wasn't happening for me. Yeah. And like, what about you? You're literally living in 2 different places right now.
I know.
What about you?
Somebody told me the other day, they were like, are you and Andrew Nomads? I was like, Nomads? For real? Oh, I can see why somebody would think that. And also, when people ask me, where do you live? I have a very hard time answering. Like, I would say I moved to California in December of 2025, but I was in the place where we moved for 8 days out of the month. And I was in New York, and I was in Florida, and I was in Texas, and I was in Oregon the rest of the month. We were everywhere. And so you were saying, like, you spent a lot of your 20s in a place without a lease. That's how I felt on tour, like living in hotels.
Living out of suitcases.
Living out of suitcases.
Literally living out of suitcases and tour trunks.
Yeah, totally. And it wasn't until I was interviewing, I was doing press for Beautiful. I don't know where the heck I was. And the newscaster was like, so where do you live? Ty?
And you were like, I don't know.
I had the epiphany on live television. I was like,
you had the epiphany, like, I'm not homeless, but I'm also not in a home.
Girl. The way she changed the subject so fast, because on the air, I said, I guess I don't really have a home. And she was like, okay. And switching gears, I was like really having a moment of, wait, where do I live? Do I live at the hotel down the street? I don't have an address.
Yeah.
My address is the tour address.
That's right. That actually makes perfect sense to me, Salisha. I had a similar moment like that. Thankfully, I was not on a local news station. However, I remember being on tour, and of course, you know, it's planes, trains, and automobiles, depending on what type of tour you're on.
Truly.
I was on a plane tour. And I remember showing up at the airport, and I think I was in Dallas Fort Worth, and you know, you go up and you're turning in your luggage, and they say, like, where are you going, or like, what's your destination? And I hesitated for a second. I was like, Dallas, and she just and she looked at me and she was like, we're in Dallas, and I was like, right.
Okay, so not Dallas.
And I literally had to turn around to somebody who was in my cast and go, where are we going? I actually don't know. I just know that I was supposed to show up here at 9:24, and here I am. Like,
that is,
I don't know.
So relatable. I'm like, for anybody who has ever toured, you probably, like, I feel like Beautiful was like such an amazing tour. We were doing sit downs for 3 months sometimes, but a lot of times it was like a couple of weeks. And then once year 2 happened, it was like every week we were on the move. And some tours are every day or every 2 days. It can get crazy in there. But we were moving so much to where I started to think of a plane as a taxi. So I met a guy when I was in Chicago, and when we went to another state, he and I planned lunch. So I literally flew to Chicago for lunch on a Monday, our day off.
Girl.
I didn't even think twice about it. I was like, I'm going to lunch in Chicago. I'm on a plane all the time. I was like, for my 25th birthday, I took myself to the Bahamas for a day.
Yeah. That I would like to say, and this is a bit of a divergence from our topic of home, but I would also just like to point out that was at a point in time when we were doing a production tour and making a decent amount of money where you could fly yourself out somewhere for a day and come back. And those contracts rarely exist anymore.
You are
which is a whole
not wrong.
Another episode that we can have about the industry.
That is a whole other. The way I almost bought my dad tickets to like the NBA finals. It was like Golden State versus the Lakers. I was like, that was back. Those contracts, baby. Okay.
Yes. There was a time where one could be rich.
Okay.
On the road. Road rich. Okay.
But bringing it back to home. What is home?
Yes.
I know you came in when I was leaving, but before I hit the road for the Beautiful tour, I was subletting in, I think I subletted 4 different apartments in New York City waiting for that tour to start. And then when I got back, I made my Broadway debut, and the place I was staying in still was subletting. I didn't have a bed. I made my Broadway debut and slept on the ground that night.
That like, it's funny because like part of my heart kind of breaks to hear you say that, but another part of my heart is like, yeah, that sounds so normal in a way, which
It's crazy.
I don't even know that kind of, yeah, it's like, it almost doesn't make sense, but at the same time, it's just like, yeah. Because like when you're in between, it's so easy to just be in between gigs, in between one gig and the next gig, in between, finding a place to kind of settle and put all of your things, but also being prepared to just like uproot on a dime to, go on to the next opportunity or prepare for the next opportunity or whatever it may be. So yeah. Oh wow. That's wild. I'm sure that was such an interesting, wild feeling inside of you.
I mean, girl, I was so happy to be making my Broadway debut. I didn't think
Sure.
twice until I was writing about it and read it later. I was like, I can't believe I did that. And
Yeah.
didn't even, I was just on cloud nine. Going home to sleep on the ground with the roaches didn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Like, that is,
Like, but I'm on Broadway.
I'm on Broadway. If anybody out there is like, Broadway is glamorous.
Yeah, no.
I
I mean,
mean,
yeah, but no.
but so we know
Sometimes.
what it feels like to be so
Yeah,
transient.
that's
But
right.
what is
Where's your
home?
hometown? Tell people where your hometown is.
Fresno, California, the home of Audra McDonald,
I love that. I love that you say that every time you say where you're from.
who has
Yes.
indirectly mentored me, even though we don't hang out.
Do you consider Fresno your home? Do you consider it a home
No.
to you?
Oh, a
No.
home, maybe.
Yeah.
I consider it
Okay.
a home. I don't consider it my home. I consider New York City my home before Fresno, even though I love
Sure.
all of the people in Fresno.
Yeah.
That is what brings me back there. But the
Sure.
feeling of home, I think I felt like I was coming home the day I got off the plane in New York City. That was the day I felt like, oh my God, nobody knows me here. I can be whoever I want to be. I can be whoever I
Yeah.
really am. If there's ever any
Yeah.
part of me that I was hiding, nobody cares. I can start with it here.
That's right. And you know what? For me, Salisha, I would argue that that is what home is. The place where you feel the most comfortable, the place where you feel like you can be the most yourself. And I feel the exact same way about New York City. I am from Charlotte, North Carolina, which I love and will rep until the day that I die. I think Charlotte was an incredible place to grow up. I think there is something in the water with the artists in North Carolina, all of the people, all of the scholars, all of the writers and poets and actors and singers, the people, the artists that have come out of North Carolina, I think are top tier elite, and you can fight me on it. I don't care.
Oh my gosh, I'm
I
loving the
think
pride.
there's, yes, I think there's something about just that little piece of the South, and I think we really got something. But
I
I
believe
do
it.
consider New York City to be like my home. I consider it to be the place that I always wanted to live when I was a little girl. I remember visiting there for the first time when I was like 7 years old. I think my mom has this picture of me just like leaning across, I don't even know, probably the East River. I'm trying to think, I'm like imagining the picture in my head, but I was just like leaning across the railing, like looking over the East River, like,
I
yeah,
can
this
picture
is
it.
me.
I can
Almost
picture
like
you
I
doing
already
that.
live there. So yeah, that's New York. It'll just always be like that type of homey place for me, no matter where I am, no matter how far I go, and I'm quite far away right now.
So with that, and I wonder if you can relate to this, my definition of home is changing all the time. And I sing that song, Home. I've sung that one too many times. I'm like, no one ever cast me as Dorothy in The Wiz. That's fine. I'm going to sing Home on my own, wherever I go. In my key. Thank you very much. When I think of home. But now when I seriously think of home, I don't care. This might sound a little cheesy, but Andrew,
Oh, yes.
where he's
Yes,
at,
absolutely.
it feels like it's so easy. It rolls off the tongue to be like, I'll meet you at home. And we can be
Yeah,
anywhere. We could be at a hotel in
definitely.
Texas. We can be
Definitely.
with his family in Oregon. We can be with my family in Fresno.
Yeah.
We can be in New York City. We can be out of the country. And it's always, oh, I'll see you at home. What time will you be home?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
wherever he is.
Oh
And
my
now with Ajax.
God. Fully, fully. Oh my God, I agree with that 100%. I feel the same way about Leo and Gina. I tell Leo all the time when like the three of us are just like in the house chilling and I can like see all of us, or like maybe like Leo is leaning on my shoulder and Gina has like hopped up on the couch and like has her head down on my lap or something like that. I'm like, and this is the happiest I will ever be.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Yes. I
Yeah.
absolutely know. And when I was a single lady, Ty, I loved being single. I didn't think there was
Mm,
anything better than being single. And so
yeah.
for my single friends out there who are like, the society's trying to lock me down and like get married, you don't have to. You don't have to. You do
No.
you. There is beauty in both of it. I will say though, since
Mhm.
marrying Andrew, I'm like, this is
Yep, wherever
nice.
we gotta be, baby, as long as you're there.
It's nice. It's nice. It's nice.
That's right. That's right. No, I feel that. I feel that. I feel that. And yes, and I agree with what you're saying with all the single people out there too. Listen, Carrie Bradshaw's baby daddy is always gonna be New York City. Okay?
Come on.
Because Big left her at the altar
At the altar.
and Aiden has his own family.
She should have chose Aiden. Oh,
So
you said Aiden has his own family. Oh my God. That is so real.
yeah.
Home.
Yeah.
Home as an
Yeah.
artist, right?
Mhm.
And what about the couples? I'm sure you know couples, I do, who one is like performing in Tokyo or overseas for 3 months, and the other one is here in the States or somewhere. Where's home then? What is home? Like, what is this
Yeah. I
word?
mean, actually, Leo and I went through that for about almost like the first year of our relationship. Just about, we met as the world was turning back on during the pandemic, and we had like 2 months to get to know each other, and it was like the most blissful 2 months. We were just like, oh my God, it just so infatuated, and immediately just like loving each other like immediately, right? And I remember having to sit him down and being like, okay, so I have a job that is going to restart, and it is a tour, and I will be going on that tour.
Wow.
And Leo was like, okay, okay. And we had a discussion like, okay, well, how do we want to do this? Do we want to do the long distance? Are we going to visit each other? And we kind of came up with this agreement that we wanted to see each other at least once a month for a week. And so we organized our lives around like when I could be in New York when I was between cities, or if Leo was going to come out and see me. And it ended up really, really working out. And I during that time we had a lot of homes. And even now, because we've been together like 5 years now, and even now we sit down and we're like, oh, do you remember that place we had in Denver? Like that was such a great place. And like, oh, but in Cleveland we had that really great kitchen, like all of these things. So I think for us, for I guess me and Leo in particular, like we can kind of make a home wherever we are. We're really good at just like finding places that feel very cozy and warm to us,
You are
and like
very
we
good at
have our
that. As someone who has been in
yeah.
your New York City home, oh my gosh, it feels good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah. I think we are very intentional about that. Just finding the places that we know we can feel good. We bring our blankets, we bring, the stuff that we love. And that also is what really I think even more so defines home for me. It's just like having the person I love and having the few things that I love to keep me like, yes. you
Okay,
know?
so with that, aside from our present day lives, making the most of
Yeah.
where we are today, aside from that, What is your dream home? That can mean anything. You can take that whatever direction you want to. What is your dream
My dream home. My dream home. Is it bad that I kind of have an idea of like 6 or 7 different types of places where I would be like, this would be 100% ideal?
That sounds amazing. Go on. Go on.
I so I have a dream of having a home. I have a dream of, what's the word I'm looking for? Redesigning
Oh,
a Victorian home.
like flipping? No,
Why
no,
can't I
not
think of the
flipping.
word?
Dear
No, not
God.
flipping.
No, I know
Because I want
exactly
all
what
the
you're talking
bones.
about.
Okay, so I want a traditional Victorian style home. And then I want to like come on the inside and just like make it. I mean, just make it. Anything
Yes.
and everything I wanted to be. I want an office. I want a formal library. I want a formal living room and sitting room, a formal family room. I love those Victorian style homes because they go up so high. They usually are like 2 or 3 stories, and there's like a million things you can do with all the million different rooms that
Yeah.
are in those types of homes.
Yeah.
So I have a dream of like kind of redesigning an old Victorian style home. I also have dreams of like being on a farm and just having like a very spread out, like long ranch style home
Love
that
that.
doesn't have any stairs. Where
Love
everything is
that.
just like kind of open and you can like always see the people who are there and have
I
my
love that.
dog, have
Until the
the chicken.
UFOs come, because no one's going to believe you that you just got abducted and no one's going to see it happen because you're in the middle of nowhere. But other than that, yes, yes.
Yes. And in that particular home, in that ranch home, I also want like a silo in the backyard that I can make into like a loft. I have so many ideas of a million different things that I could do. Honey,
I love
if
this.
somebody dropped endless funds in my lap right now, I could make a home
Girl,
for me and everybody I love. Yeah,
now we're talking.
for sure. What about you? Do you have a dream home? I feel
Ugh.
like you're also kind of living in one version of your dream home, right?
I'm living in
I
one
remember you
version of
buying
it.
your apartment in New York, and that was like that was so big for you, and I feel like everybody around you. We were like, oh my god, you bought a place.
Thank you. Thank you. I didn't know that's how you felt. Thank you. I felt like that. I was like,
Yes.
and it has since been nicknamed the Barbie Dream House.
I love that.
I
I
do.
love that. I feel like home ownership for our generation is a big deal.
And not everybody wants it, but I felt like everything was so like in California when I was there. Every time I rented, the landlords would always get new landlords, and then they wouldn't know that I was like a good tenant, and they always were trying to
Yeah.
push everybody out, raise the rent, push everybody out. So I wanted to own so
Yeah.
that I felt like people can stop trying to make me want to go. I'm like, no, I just need this. And so this is one version of having the suburb home and then like an apartment in the city. Love that. But
Yeah.
really, what
Yeah.
I want to create Weiss World, like a big, gorgeous estate in Oregon, and
Right.
have little cottages so people can come over and they can not have to get a hotel, but they can have like little small,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, doesn't that like, it sounds like $1 billion, but
No. Hey, so what? I love that idea. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me, I don't know if you've ever seen so Pamela Anderson did like a short,
oh yeah,
like,
documentary.
yeah, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Her parents had this like huge amount of land in Canada, and she's like, okay, I'm making this home for my sons and their wives, and like my whole family is going to be able to come here. There will be cottages. I will stay in the main house, but we will have all of this space for everybody.
I love
And
that.
I think yeah, me too. I think that's great. Any place that you can kind of make your own and then share it with the people you love.
That's
I
the
think that
thing.
is the perfect example of home.
Like when I'm in New York
Yeah.
City, if people come through, I'm like not trying to host them because I live in a studio and now I have a husband and a baby. Like there's no space. I can't host you. There's no privacy. I only have room for my family. But when I'm in California and people want to come through, I'm like, there's an extra bedroom. Come on through. Stop by whenever
Come
you're
on through.
traveling somewhere else. Like when I have more space, I can be more generous. And so I'm like, that is a dream.
Totally.
That would be such a dream
Totally.
someday.
So what can we leave the people with
we're right on the
to
same
wrap
page.
this up, Salisha? Like, what can we? I feel like the message I wanna leave them with is like, you truly can make home wherever you are. Just make sure that it is the place that you want to be,
Yeah.
and yeah, and maybe have just a little something special to keep you grounded in yourself.
Oh, I love that. I would leave you with, if you're listening or watching, you get to define what home is. Nobody gets to define what that is for you. You get to decide what it is. And it might be transient. It might be one place that you never leave for 65 freaking years. It might be the hotel of your dreams. It might be ever changing or evolving. It might be a person. It might just be a feeling. It might be where everybody knows your name.
Your name.
Okay, so cheers.
Let me find out
that.
your home is a bar.
Listen, you get to define home. So
great.
Okay.
I love it. Until next time, Salisha.
Until next time. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.